I'd just like to explain to you how the day after the fires I was sent off to open the relief centre in Myrtleford, and so I'm sort of driving down the road thinking, now what's this going to look like, who's going to be there, how can I be effective? And then as I'm going down the road the phone goes, so I answer it and it's DHS saying, look Jan, we're heading up that way, we want to come and help. What can we do? And I said, okay, look, I'm opening the relief centre, come and come there with us and take a role in that relief centre. And then a few minutes later the phone goes again and it's Centrelink, the same sort of thing. Look, we're coming, what can we do? And by the time I got to Myrtleford, the relief centre was sort of, was all happening. And that became about because the relationships had been established prior to the disaster. And that was established through this committee that we meet on a reasonably regular basis, and we knew each other by name, we knew what their roles were, we knew how to get in touch, and it was just so easy. And when we were there, we didn't have to, there was no posturing as to who was in charge, who had the front table, who had the back table, anything like that. So by forming the relationships and working with people, you just can get done so much, so quickly and so easily and so effectively. So that's part of our push in the Resilience Committee, is to keep the relationships building and working with each other. And one other story I'd like to tell you too, about get away from fire, is about floods. After the 2010 floods, the CMA were getting absolutely hammered because they cleared a lot of the creeks, the willows had gone, and so people were really upset that they'd had floods where they hadn't had floods. So, and a lot of personal attack was happening to the CMA, and nobody quite knew where the blame should stop, so everybody was sort of pointing fingers in all directions. So I rang the CMA and I had a coffee with a couple of the workers, and I could see that they were really, really suffering. They were getting so attacked personally and professionally that they really didn't quite know how to cope. So I then asked them to come to the next Resilience Committee meeting and explain their story, which they did. And then that sort of built a relationship around them. It protected them, it helped them. And in the end, they actually were able to give some of their money to Mudgegonga Land Care Group to do some erosion works which they didn't have the capacity to do. So once again, because of the relationships, better actions followed. So that's my story.